Hey guys, my name is Samantha Brooke and I am going to be coming to you from the new Happiness Network. I decided to create some content that will just give you some happiness. I know the news has some crazy, depressing things out there that are definitely informative and we definitely need to know about it. But sometimes you need a break from the monotony and the craziness and you just want to hear some heartfelt, warm, happy stories. So that's what that's what I intend to do for you guys. I want to be doing at least one video a week and I'll be coming to you guys with some happy, heartfelt stories that will hopefully brighten up your day. So the very first story actually comes from Ogden, Utah. There is a 34-year-old guy named Ben Taylor who lives out there, and he was contacted via social media by someone in West Africa named Joel. Well, kind of knowing what happens with internet scams from random people hitting you up internationally, he wanted to entertain it just to kind of get in to the head of Joel and see like what is he trying to do? You know, why are these people like this? So Joel proposes to him, hey, I need some help with a business opportunity. And Ben writes back, what can I do? Well, Joel then tries to tell him about how he would like for him to sell used electronic equipment to this place in New Jersey and that he would split the cut 50-50 with Ben. Ben was like, ooh, I don't want to get into some sort of scam. So he came up with a different idea. Ben decided to tell this gentleman that he owns a photography business, which is not true. And he said, you know, send me some photos of the sunset in your city, and if I like them, I'll buy them from you. So a few weeks later, in the mail, he gets this package, and it is photos that have really bad quality, but it was an attempted sunset picture as requested. And Ben decides, you know, I'm going to purchase this guy a camera and send it over to him and see if he actually can do this. So he actually spends his own money, buys him a $60 camera, sends it over to West Africa. A few weeks later, he gets another package in the mail, and it is amazing photos from this gentleman, Joel. And Joel writes him and says, you know, I really love this. I want to kind of do something with this. Well, now Ben doesn't want to turn himself into the scammer since he promised this guy money. So he decides to create a book. And it's a photo book of all the photos that Ben sent him. And it was called, hold on, I have it in my handy dandy notes. The book is called By the Grace of God. By the Grace of God. And it's a beautiful photo book that he was selling. It turns out he sells $1,000 of profit from this book. And so he hits up Joel and he tells Joel, like, hey, you know, there's $1,000. I'm going to give you 500 of it. But instead of me taking my half, I'm going to give you the other 500 under one condition. You need to donate this to a charity. So, of course, Joel was very thankful and glad, and he said he would definitely donate to a charity. And so Ben sends him off the money. Well, a few weeks later, he gets another batch of pictures in the mail. And this batch of pictures is of like tons of children with school books and backpacks and notebooks. And it turns out Joel took the money that he had and he donated it to 5 schools in the town. And just all these kids now have all the supplies that they need. So Ben was so overjoyed, he ended up taking a trip over there to West Africa and meeting Joel in person, meeting these children in person. And it turned out from something that everyone thought was like this scammer turned out to be a hero. And this guy now provided so many different learning tools that kids need just for school, from binders, notebooks, papers, backpacks, clothes, shoes. So it was actually a really awesome story. When I saw it, I was just like, this is what the world needs to see. There are good people out there. There are people that want to help people. And I feel like just that's not what's talked about enough. So that warmed my heart. The second story that I want to talk about, it is a lady named Ginger Sprouse. And she always had this problem, but she always felt uncomfortable with homeless people. She always just felt like why don't they just get a job and work like the rest of us? So she would always kind of roll her window up, not want to deal with them, you know. And she decided she wanted to change this about herself. So one day she actually rolled down her window and started talking to a gentleman. It was a younger gentleman that was homeless. And she found out his story. His mother just up and abandoned him, and there was no way for him to contact her. Nobody knew where she was, and he was kind of left high and dry and didn't know what to do. So Ginger started visiting him and, you know, kind of talking to him and bringing him blankets and food and just different things like that so he could get by. And one night, it was a cold winter night and it was raining in December. She asked her husband, hey, is there any way that we could actually let him come here? And her husband didn't want to say no because he could tell that she was just compelled to help him. So she let him come over, and now he lives with them full time. They got him taken care of as far as like doctor's appointments, social security checks. He's now working 2 jobs, and this gentleman finally feels like he has a family. So it just goes to show you don't really know people, especially you never want to judge a book by its cover. People end up in situations that sometimes they don't know how to get out of and don't have anyone to help them. And sometimes it just takes a special guardian angel, you know, a person to notice that, to help. And this was another message that I wanted to spread to you guys because this is another sample of something that we should talk about more. We should be helping people. When you're blessed, you can bless other people. And I know when I give somebody something, I genuinely love to do that because I love to see their face light up. I love to see them happy. I love to see reactions on people in a good light. And changing someone's life, you know, that's something that everyone should be able to do, even if it's small. Just helping somebody, helping someone carry something that's falling. They may not even know them. You know, I know my boyfriend, the other day, there's one shopping cart in our whole condo complex, like one. And there's probably like, I don't know, like 40 people who live in my building. And so we had a bunch of groceries, and our neighbor had a bunch of groceries. And so we decided, well, he actually said to her, he's like, hey, you know, let's share the shopping cart. And I'll stop off at your house first, help you unload, and then I'll take the shopping cart and I'll bring it back down. So just like little acts of kindness like that can take frustration, pressure, and just any kind of bad mood off of somebody and change their moment. Life is full of moments, and you know, you want to try and savor them and make them the best you can. So this was my very first official newscast for the Happiness Network. If this is something you like, please stay tuned for the next one, and please share this with your friends. Have a great rest of the week, guys. Bye.